I don't wanna be like Cinderella, sitting in our cold, dusty cellar, waiting for somebody to come and set me free. Don't wanna be no more. I'd rather rescue myself. Hi, Cheetah Sisters.
We stand together.
We do.
Well,
how are you this week? I can already it's been attacking me on my face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know how long this wig is gonna last, but
you look amazing.
Thank
Guys,
you.
I showed up in like just kind of a basic Y2K fit, and I was like, honestly, I feel like I kind of ate this week. You know, I got my pencil scarf, I got my dress over my leggings, I got my turtleneck and my jean jacket and my glasses.
Little did you fucking know.
I was so pissed when I walked in.
Little did you goddamn know.
It's like a head to toe pink juicy sweatsuit.
Yes, I'm Galleria at the end of the film when she's neglects
exactly
her dog.
What you were.
And a Toto runs into a sewer pipe.
Right, questionable.
And just kind of doesn't explode, but should have.
Yeah, all of that was very unclear.
Yeah.
And the way that I was like, oh my god, they're gonna save him with the power of song.
And they did.
And they
surely did. They surely did. Not a scratch on him.
No. But okay, not to be that person.
No, we gotta.
But before we start this episode, obviously the election happened on Tuesday, and
what? I didn't hear about that.
And Brett and I have been dealing with it both in our own ways, and we've not been well. And so we wanted to say to our listeners, we talk about this a lot more in depth on the Patreon. This is honestly one of the only things I can kind of think about lately. I've been dealing with a lot of anger, and as I'm sure many of you have. So if you're curious our thoughts on that, we did talk about it more in depth on the Patreon. What I do want to say as a statement, and my anger is going to come out a little because I don't understand how the fuck anyone got it fucking twisted. Fuck you if you voted for Donald Trump, and we do not support that man.
No.
I'm so confused why I'm still getting messages on Instagram from people like freaked out about that.
Yeah.
In what world?
I mean, if you didn't already know that you're a fucking idiot, you are, and we don't support that man. Like, I don't know why so many people are so confused.
You're confused.
Never did I ever. I had someone comment on my video. I thought you were conservative.
Honey, what in the 7 rings of hell?
Why would you ever be thinking that?
And here's the thing, I keep saying discourse of like, we can't isolate these, we should try to talk to them. You cannot reach someone that does not want to be reached, okay? You can't reach someone in a cult. So don't waste your energy. It's up to you if you feel very harmed by this. I would like to also say, people are like, why can't we still be friends? Blah, 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 blah. If someone kicks you in the neck, I keep using this analogy, and then they're like, I'm sorry, wait, are you still mad? Why can't we be friends? Because you kicked them in the neck. You don't still have to be friends with them. You can't control anybody else, but you can control yourself. So all you can do is set a boundary and people no longer get access to you. And if they're upset about that, that's called a consequence for your actions. I don't know why we have to explain that to literally anyone, but people don't know how tariffs work either, so.
Well, the stupid people spoke, and, you know, it is what it is.
Their voices were hateful, which is unfortunate.
If you feel the need to unfollow after this,
bye! Okay. Bye! Literally, bye! I
won't miss you. And yeah, if you feel deeply right now, just know
you're not alone. You're not alone.
We'll be a listening ear. We don't plan on being quiet anytime soon.
No.
As long as it's legal. Yeah, we love you guys.
We love you. And if you're feeling scared and alone, and Brett had such an amazing point, he was like, we are very lucky that we're saying this from Los Angeles, which is primarily, I thought, the blue place.
Yeah.
You would be shocked what we're still seeing here.
Yeah, the electoral maps, you know, were very hard to look at.
Yes. And if you're feeling extremely isolated and you don't have the privilege or the ability to cut people out because, like, say it's your parents and you need them to support you, that's completely okay. Please use our platforms to connect with other people. There are So amidst all the hate that we've both been getting, there have been so many amazing messages thanking us and appreciating us and agreeing with us. And the only thing we have right now, because I don't truly feel very hopeful, is community with each other.
Right.
So
that's the only thing that's going to get us through.
It really is.
And luckily we've built a lovely little community here.
And yes, we have.
And yes, we have.
And I would like to say that Brett's picking up witchcraft as well.
I am picking up witchcraft.
So if that gives you any comfort.
Yes, I have a friend that practices, and I said, hey, invite me to your next witch meeting. I'm curious.
Do they do that? Do they meet?
Yes, they meet.
Oh.
I'm telling you, I'm going to come back next episode, I'm going to have green skin. Like, I'm going to be a witch.
Dancing under the moon naked.
Yeah, I will be dancing under the moon naked.
Wow.
And by the way, I will be a good witch.
Yeah. Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
I will be good.
I believe that.
Because bad witches are ugly. Lord knows I'm not.
No, you are, child. Lord knows you
Lord knows I'm not. I've been blessed and highly favored.
Yes, you have.
But yeah, we love you guys.
We love you guys.
Let's get into the Cheetah Girls.
There it is.
That funny feeling.
Okay, I can take a deep breath now. We talked about it.
Yes, got it out.
Oof. All right.
We trimmed the fat. All the bad people have left. They've logged out of the episode.
Thank God. See you never.
See you never.
Okay.
We open on a vibrant shot of New York. And it's like the Cheetah Girls are performing in someone's backyard.
Yes.
Oh, wait, I didn't ask you your thoughts.
Oh, preconception.
Preconception.
Well, that's because we were talking about the end of
the end of times.
Hopefully not.
The end of times.
I fucked with this movie so hard as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Loved this.
Again.
Girl, what?
Remember this happened last time?
It's again.
Oh my fucking God.
It's like they know.
They fucking know. And oh God.
Hold on, Brett just has
Let me leave this group chat really quick. Brett
has to tell his family to fuck off.
They are so goddamn annoying. Okay. There we go. Alright. There we go.
Kidding.
Your preconceptions.
I loved this movie so much as a child. I honestly, when I was a kid, I connected with this way more than High School Musical, and I think that might be a very controversial take, but watching it back, I'm like, this is really good. This is really good.
Yeah.
I thought it aged well, too. We can obviously get into that, but yeah, I loved this movie.
Oh, me too.
Shocked that I remembered the songs. Like, the songs came on, and I was like,
bops. Like, I think that's why I also preferred it over High School Musical, because the music was...
Oh my God.
Yes.
Because cheetahs.
Friends for life. Yeah, don't even get me started on Cheetah Girls 2.
Oh, is that from the second one?
Yes.
This is when the budget went up too, and they go to like Spain.
And Kenny Ortega was the director.
I just got chills.
Yes.
I can't wait to watch this.
Cheetah Girls 2. Oh my God.
I do remember it was bigger and better.
So fucking good.
We're looking at a picture of them right now.
We are. Yeah, it's up on my screen because I just finished the first one, and they're like, "You want to watch the second one?" And they're like edging me. I'm like, "Of course I do."
2006.
Oh my God.
What a time.
Almost 20 years old.
I didn't need that.
Yeah, sorry.
Right. What were your preconceptions?
Just obsessed with the Cheetah Girls.
Love.
Like, fully obsessed.
Love.
I think Cheetah Girls 2 was really where I was like, oh, wait, I fuck with this hard. Because the first one came out in 2003.
Yes.
A little too young for that.
That's true.
And then Cheetah Girls 2, 2006, I was...
This is like the perfect...
Yeah, 9,
2003
10.
was perfect for me. Perfect demographic.
Yes. And then I was like, oh, hell yeah, I fucks with this hard. And, yeah, I just fucking love the Cheetah Girls. I wish they would have lasted a little bit longer.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah. Like, I think they impacted me more than I knew, and then rewatching this, I was like, oh yeah, this was tremendous.
Completely
tremendous.
Yeah. Wonderful.
So good.
Vibrant.
And speaking of vibrant, the
vibrant city of New York?
The vibrant city of New York.
Yes.
And, like, the Cheetah Girls are, like, performing in a backyard. I guess it's for a birthday party. They got hired.
Yeah,
it's really unclear.
Yeah.
I am sweating. Can you see the sweat building on my bridge?
I'm watching the wig slowly slip off your head.
It is. I know. I don't think it's gonna last. Oh
no, Brett! We just started.
Oh,
and there she goes. And it's already over. Honestly, these glasses are pinching my head. You know, the world might end tomorrow. At this point, we're doing our best. We're just trying to have a good time. I hope it doesn't.
And honestly, like, isn't there a movement of women shaving their head?
The 4B movement's definitely happening.
Oh. Yeah, I co-sign that, by the way. Okay. Yes, they're performing. I feel so much better.
Good. I'm happy.
They're performing in a backyard. It's all going good. Raven is, like, holding it together in the front, and then all of a sudden, like, shit goes wrong in the back. Like, Aqua's, like...
Her foot gets caught.
Yeah, and they all fall
like,
on top of each other.
Also, like, is it Dorinda? The way I can't remember their names. Any of them.
Dorinda. Doe.
Doe.
The white girl.
Doe's doing, like, literally full-on fucking... She was not getting paid enough for the acrobatics.
No, take a shot every time this bitch does an aerial. She is doing flips and tricks throughout this film. Like, that would be a good drinking game.
No, you'd be fucked up, though.
She is constantly flipping. Like, that was the one trick she could do, and they're like,
she literally walked away from them at one point down the street, does an aerial flip.
In the middle of, like, the street.
Honestly, though, if I could, I
would.
Absolutely would. Are you kidding me?
I'd doing them right now.
I'd leave a meeting and be like, see you guys later.
Oh, because it's impressive every time.
Every time.
I mean, yes, it is a little annoying. Like, God, it's like, stop showing
it,
but like,
you're good at that.
I think that anger comes from a place of
jealousy. You know, anger is a secondary emotion.
Yes. God, it's such a good point.
And it's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
But she basically gives them a pep talk at the end of it. She's like, they're like talking about how bad they sucked, and then Raven's like, Galleria is like, no, I mean, like, Chanel, you hit that high C.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, we're improving every time. Like, you know, we gotta keep going. Like, we gotta make our dreams come true.
And I will say, like, I obviously did not understand the gravity of this as a child, because as a child, you have no pre-programmed racism, so you're like, you don't even think about that the main character is a black girl. But I was like, looking back, this is fucking awesome that this whole group of there's only one white girl.
Yeah.
It's very diverse, and the main character is a black woman.
Right.
Obviously, as a kid, I didn't even notice.
Oh, right.
Because
you just think how fucking cool they are.
exactly, it's almost like kids can handle that, and we should give it to them more.
Right.
But watching it back now that I obviously understand the concept of racism, I was like, wow, this was 2003.
Yeah.
This was 20 years ago. That's fucking cool. And she was like the head of her own show. And by the way, that's a Raven.
Oh, yeah.
Such a good show.
Also, did you know, one of the producers, maybe even executive producer on this film, was Whitney Houston?
Shut.
Yeah, she knew.
That's badass.
She fucking knew.
Wow.
And no wonder the music was so good.
I mean, also, the acting in this, Dorinda, I love her. Maybe her aside.
She had one good scene. The scene where she's like, I'm adopted. Like, I don't know who my mom...
Oh my
that
God.
was a good scene.
I thought the acting felt very genuine.
Yes.
It's obviously Disney and a little, like, cartoony, a little, but, like, it felt, like, pretty genuine to me.
And Raven
did a great job.
Raven is so good.
Her
Her delivery as an actress is
my
fucking
God. Her
awesome.
comedic timing is unbelievable. Like, she's literally a star.
She also plays a bitch so well.
She does. She does.
She plays a bitch so, like, where you're
so
like,
right.
oh my God.
Oh, literally, when she was, like, eating up the, like, theater teacher.
Yeah, she's like...
Opportunity comes knocking, and you don't want to miss it.
No, literally. And, like, it reminded me of also the mean girl from Camp Rock. How she's a bitch, but you are like, I fucking hate her. Like, I don't like her.
Yes.
She's a bitch, and you're like, I love her.
Yeah, I also felt the
like,
same
that
way.
is so hard to do.
Yes,
folks.
I agree. Sorry.
My nipple.
I
felt very, like...
It was very intimate.
Spark, I felt that.
Oh! We just are making you.
Yes. But yeah, no, like, just... Yeah. Very good acting.
Great acting, and at this point I wrote in my notes, oh, I forgot one girl is poor. Because she's like, I gotta go, and everyone's like, to where?
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
She lives in a foster home or something.
And then Aqua's like, I gotta do my trig at NYU. I'm like, what? I thought you were in high school.
Yeah.
They're trying to give them all, like, a...
Her character did kind of bother me because, like, I feel like every scene she was, like, someone different. Like,
I agree.
This scene, like, this beginning scene, she's, like, so smart and whatever, and then she, like, needs, like, a napkin to, like, open the taxi.
She's, like, a princess.
Right, and then, like, a couple scenes later, she's, like, chewing loudly.
That's such a good point.
And she's, like...
It's almost like they were trying to figure... Everyone had their thing. They didn't know what to do with her.
Yeah.
So they're like, let's try Country Bumpkin. Let's try Princess.
Yeah.
Let's try She's Super Smart.
Yeah, I don't know. I always struggle with Aqua, but, like, I don't know. I mean, maybe she's just, like, a walking anomaly, as we all are, and, like, that's how it is. But
that's so nice
I don't know if they...
I think it might be more...
You're right. I'm trying to give them benefit of the doubt. But anyway, yeah, they're just walking and talking, and basically, like, Gabriella and Chanel come across this, like, window, and it's Jackal Johnson's, like, new girl, and they're, like, obsessed with her, and they're like, oh my God, and they start, like, dancing, and a group forms around them.
Oh my God. I also have to mention they have so many lines that I'm like, I still ate this up, but they'd be like, And I am not trying to get crunched like corn chips. Please believe it. Like,
wow. Yeah, no, some of the dialogue was really...
Princess High of the land of maintenance. You know what? I take a smacking and I keep on whacking. And as a little kid, I was like,
oh, eating it up. You're like, I need to say that.
Because the way they said it, you kind of like, that's acting chops.
Yes.
To say, I take a smacking, but I keep on whacking. Oh. People kind of rock. Okay, so what
sorry, we lost power. We didn't. We just stopped recording.
We just don't know what we're doing.
We cut to... Oh, we meet Derek and Mackerel, the two cute guys.
Mackerel was his name?
His name's Mackerel.
No way.
Like the fish. And they follow them to the lunchroom, and they're like trying to convince them to switch audition times.
Right.
And he's like kind of low-key flirting with Galleria.
Yes.
And Galleria's like, no, like I'm a lesbian, like I am focused on my career. And
growl
like
power.
Cheetah Girls and the growl power.
Yep. Yep.
And they get food spilled on them, and the girls like laugh at them. But then Galleria kind of has this moment where like they're all laughing, and then she kind of looks back like, because like you can tell she's suppressing her real emotions.
She's kind of
she kind of does like.
But how could she stop? Because she's on the path to fame. She
has
no time.
Don't let a man ever distract you, and let that be a lesson.
Loved that. Just like the current political climate.
Never let a man get in the way of your career.
Period. Period.
It still stands true to this day.
Yes, it does.
Over 20 years later.
Soon as
time to song.
Okay, that's a 90s version of us that we did need.
Yeah.
We did need
that. A 90s version of that.
Thank God we have it.
Thank
Celine
God.
Dion, right?
Yes.
Woo!
God love her. Where did she go?
I know.
She left us when we needed her most. So the audition starts. We cut to the audition room.
Also, I do have to say, like, this audition, like, when they were all huddling and the camera was under, I was like, whoa! Like, I had a That's So Raven flashback. I was like, I remember
that. That
this.
is a shot right there.
The outfits they were all wearing, this song came back to me. I was like, woo! I mean, this is memorable cinema.
Oh my God. And Galleria's hairstyle.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the little, I think that is, like, one of my top 10 like favorite hairstyles of all time.
Wow.
Like the down and then the little messy thing in the back. It's so cunty.
And then she had like the strings. Yep.
So good.
Hot. Also,
and what's the song that they sing? Cinderella.
I don't wanna be like Cinderella.
So good. The outfits were amazing.
So
it was
good.
just peak fashion, peak aesthetic.
Period.
So good.
I wrote, I'm sorry, they ate this the fuck up. And then I was laughing at the moms. Like, why are they in
Why did they go?
Why are they there? Why are they hiding in the headscarves?
Right. I don't know.
They looked cunty, though.
They did. Sure as shit. Basically, the performance ends, and we cut to their drama teacher, Dorinda. Questionable name.
Dorinda and Mackerel.
And by the way, not many people know this, Dorinda is a trans woman.
What?
Actress.
No fucking way.
Yes.
Had no clue.
I know.
Love
and like
that.
she is, I saw that in that one documentary that came out many moons ago about like trans depiction in media.
Mm.
And
they mentioned her.
And she was like, yeah, and she's like, not many people knew. I was like, I did my career like as an actress playing many like female roles, and
wow,
I was like, fuck yeah.
Period.
Fuck yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And I wish I knew her name. Let me look it up.
And then she kind of like, they perform and it's obviously amazing. And she like says, y'all remind me of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes through each of why they remind her of her. And then essentially...
Sandra Caldwell. That's the actress's name.
Sandra, you did a phenomenal job.
Yes, she did.
And then basically like Jackal, whatever his name is, comes in.
Johnson.
Jackal Johnson,
He's there in a high school auditorium watching...
Right, so I have this...
teens perform.
I had the same question. Is this just like what it's like to go to school in New York? Or is this giving, like, this is why we all thought we were going to be discovered at the grocery store?
Well,
I kept thinking of you when this happened. I was like, well, no wonder. And when they were breakdancing on the side of the street and the crowd formed.
No, it enabled brain rot for a generation.
Yes,
also, like,
thank you.
Like you were saying, like, these things that these girls were saying to each other, like, so just, like,
yeah,
these talks like that.
Yeah.
It skewed us, like, that's, like, how we were talking to each other, like, on the playground.
For sure.
Like, ooh,
for sure.
Who let that happen?
The
Disney Channel
and Disney Channel. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
But yeah, basically... Jackal Johnson is so impressed with the girls. He's like, I want you to like have a meeting with me in the studio, whatever. Then the moms appear and they're like, mama, like we will not be doing that. These girls need to focus on school.
Yeah, and this is after, what's her name? Gabriella? The fact I still...
Galleria. No, their names are all fucking weird.
I think that's how, even as a kid, never learned them.
No, it's
Never
Chanel, Galleria, Dorinda, which is a old woman's name, and Aqua.
What? Aqua's the only one I can remember because it's easy.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it gives mermaid.
And Aquamarine.
Yes. So Galleria...
Aquamarine, honey, dive into me. I'm so glad you're a convert.
I'm not hiding anymore.
I'm a high. I'm free.
Galleria, this is also after she like goes, she's like, hi, Galleria, blah, 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 blah. I'm the founder of the Cheetah Girls and I wrote that song. And we're already, it's setting the stage of like, oh.
Yeah, I mean,
but at the same time, I was like, she did write the song.
She did write the song, and she did kind of found the group, and the other girls are kind of like, Granted, she takes it to another level.
She does take it to another level.
But like at this point, I was like, I don't think she's the villain for that.
I agree. I actually do agree with you.
She was taking initiative.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, basically the mom's like, no, we can't be doing that. Whatever. We cut to the cab ride home. They drop Dorinda off at her place. They drive away. She kind of looks back and then goes into the alleyway. You're like, does she live in the sewer? Where, we don't know yet.
She
where's she
mutant
going?
Ninja Turtle wits.
Right, at this point you're like, is she fighting crime? Like,
is this a Spider-Man
We don't
sequel?
actually know her subplot.
Yeah.
And then...
And the mom's like, lovely girl.
Lovely girl.
And she's like, what are her parents like? And she's like the only thing we know is she has a sister.
Yeah, and she's like, her mom stays out of her business.
Yeah, right. I forgot it was like a dig.
Yeah, it's a dig. And then they start fighting, and then she's like, why don't you let me do what I want? She's like, you need to focus on school, yada, yada, yada.
How do you feel about this, like, for real? Like, what do you think's the right thing to do as a parent in this situation?
I don't, and this maybe is, I'm not ready to be a parent, because I was like, oh, make that bread, honey. Like,
right.
Follow your dream. If
right.
These are moments that we yearn for as people, as entertainers, especially. Like, it's happening for my kid. Like, yes, I'm leaning in. And I'm not saying we need to drop you out of school, whatever, like, but fuck, go to the meeting. Same.
I'm the exact same. I'm like, your child is its own person and creature. I do understand when you're young, you can be very much more, we've watched it happen to child stars all the time. Like, you can go through you can be very manipulated, blah, blah, blah. So, like, of course, protect your kid. But when your kid is like, this is my dream, and it's, like, kind of happening for them, girl, why are you standing in the way?
Right. Let her go. Let her fly free.
Yeah, I liked how the dad kind of talks her into that.
The Italian dad, and they won't let you fucking forget it because he's speaking.
He's like, pasta, bolognese.
Like, it's like the most, like...
Cacio e pepe.
Like, she's just saying Italian catchphrases, like, take a shot every time. But yeah, then the dad kind of convinces the mom to, like, let her do it. So then they eventually go back in the room, and she's like, no, actually... we'll let you go to the meeting, but I have to come with, and yada, yada, yada. I did think she ate with this one line. She was like, what's good about eating your veggies if you can't have dessert? And the mom goes, strong bones and teeth. And I was like, wow. She ate you up. She really did. And then we cut to Chanel and her mom putting on a face mask. I will say, like, the chronicle discrepancy, like, you can tell, like, they filmed multiple times because, like, one shot, like, the mask is on her forehead, and then it's, like, all over her face, and then it's just only on her forehead again. That was funny, but they're basically just talking about, like, how, her mom might be potentially moving to France with this fucking boy. And
that she kind of, like, just met.
Right, and Chanel's supposed to uproot her life and, like, go with her. She's very validly pissed. Right. And then they're on a call, her and Galleria. I can't. Yeah, I got you. Galleria says, tell her no chance, no dance. We move on. So good. I need to incorporate this into all my dialogue. No, literally same. Oh, and then I think her friend, like, calls her out. She was like, you were kind of, like, being a bit of a bitch today. On the phone. She's like, you kind of, like, what was up with, like, you founded the Cheetah Girls and you wrote the song. Like, what the hell? Oh, I think that might be later. No, she says it on the phone. Oh, really? She does have the real confrontation with her, but now, it's not super serious. It's kind of light. She's like, and what was up with that? And Galleria. Galleria. I got you every time. She says something like,
oh, you know, like, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to get us in the room. And Chantel. It's really bad.
I got you.
She's kind of just like, okay. But I thought this was really good because I was like, that's what a good friend does. A good friend is like, why were you acting up?
Yeah, I did feel like out of all the girls, like I think I related to Chanel the most because she also like
she was such a good friend.
And also like kind of like non-confrontational, but like trying to like get a little in there. Yes, you know, because Aqua and Dorinda like confront Chanel later, and they're like, you have to talk to her. Like she's being a bitch. Like you have to talk to her. And she's like, I will. I'm trying to like find the right moment. Yeah, and like that's some shit I would do too.
Right. That's fair. It's fair.
But they cut to school the next day, and Galleria calls Jackal at school in the lunchroom, which seems like the right place to do it. And Derek turns up in a little red turtleneck, and he's like, the whole school knows about what happened, and everyone's so jealous. The school newspaper girl asks her for an interview. And this is when, like, the scene that I was talking about where, like, Aqua's talking with food in her mouth, and she's, like, being really obnoxious, and, like, Galleria's like, if we want to get, like, recognized, like, we have to be
now
more
that we're stars, we need to start acting like it.
Yeah.
And she also has another line, if he can't respect my art, he can't have my heart. And then she goes, lyric moment. Writes it down.
Wow, I'm so glad you wrote all these down because I guess I didn't realize in the moment how, like, brain rotty they are.
They are. And I'm like, I prefer this over
Skibidi Toilet. Ohio. Well,
let's say tell them no chance.
Well, and guess what? All these kids are being all these especially young boys are being radicalized in these fucking Twitch rooms telling girls, your body, my choice.
I hope you literally never touch pussy in your whole life. Right. I really do wish that upon you.
And by the way,
you have to start fucking your bros to get any sort of release, and then you're so deeply gay that you hate yourself.
Yeah.
Is that really dark?
Well, I mean, I was gonna say my first hex that I ever performed will be on men like that.
Them. Yeah, line them up.
You know.
And the hex is gonna be like, gay, non-binary.
Yes.
You wrote this in a comment. I fucking took a screenshot. I wish I could pull it up. You know what? I think I will. Because this
I was on a fucking roll, y'all. I was so mad.
Guys, this comment made me laugh so hard. I sent it to like multiple of my friends. I was like, I don't even think I told you. Let me pull this up. Sorry, we can cut when I'm pulling it up.
But so many of my comments also got flagged. I'm like, these people are saying awful things in my comments, and I'm trying to fight back, get my little lick back, and I'm the one getting in trouble.
And it wasn't even like that bad. Okay, this is what they said. Conservatives will laugh at you and continue with their day. That's the original comment. And you said...
I don't remember what he said.
And honestly, like, you spoke truth.
Okay.
Because you basically like, validated this. He said... What they don't know is that then I'll go home and do blood magic and command the demon lords to make them not binary.
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah, I was having a fucking field day because they're so scared of being gay. I'm like, I'm making you gay. Like, I love it.
Oh my god.
It's funny that like
you non-binary. The worst possible insult. You're gonna have to say they them now, bitch.
Yeah, bitch. How you like that? I'm giving you gender dysphoria.
We're so unwell.
Well,
man,
so are they.
Well, yeah, period.
We're unwell.
Yeah, I know. Period.
We're unwell.
Period.
Fuck.
Anyway.
Okay. And then we cut to it's time for them to go to the meeting with the record producer.
Also, don't forget, we had another clip of Dorinda mopping because I was like,
Dorinda loves to mop.
I was like, we get it. She's poor.
Yeah, we get like she's working class. No, she's lower class. And like, fuck.
She's like, wait, you canceled that day? Like, that's the only way I'm able to pay to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. Galleria just like, how do you think she felt like reading the script? The actress being like, oh, another mopping scene.
Yeah, she's like, I have no dialogue. I'm just fucking mopping again.
They're all in these like gorgeous penthouses. She's like, another mopping scene for me.
The way I would have quit.
Like, fuck. Not very glam.
She also like gets ripped apart her outfit. That was mean. When Galleria...
Jesus Christ!
I'm kind of doing it a little on purpose.
No, I'll leave it to that. We'll edit that out.
I kind of love doing that.
Yeah.
Gabalanuni is... she's so mean. She's like, also, I printed out these outfit ideas for you. You fucking poor bitch.
Yeah.
She's like, you should take that. By the way, it's not optional. I was like...
Yeah. No, she was getting her licks in. Like, she really, like... I know Raven was eating it up though.
Yeah,
like,
she's
bitchy
so
dialogue.
good
Raven
at it.
eats up bitchy dialogue
She's really
like
good.
Thanksgiving fucking dinner.
Yeah, she does.
She's so good at it.
She is.
Mm.
Interesting.
But basically she arrives at this meeting late with dog shit on her shoe, and like Doe and Aqua are like so giddy with Jackal, and it's so weird.
Yes.
And she's like, they're all giggly and whatever.
She's kind of like pissed that they sealed the deal because Aqua brought out the hot sauce. And
yeah.
Like, oh, you sealed the deal?
Yeah. And like they're basically like Jackal's like, we need to figure out the schedule to like figure out when we can record your demo, whatever. The mom, they give the mom the contract, and she's like exiting everything out. She's like, I'm gonna get my lawyer involved. I'm like, that is a mama bear right there.
Yes.
That is a momager.
I was gonna say momager, exactly. Which is, she was like standard revision, so I was like, period. If you ever get into this business, like, don't immediately sign anything. Definitely push back. Definitely redline that contract.
Yes.
For sure. And she does have this one scene in the bathroom where you're starting to see the fame is getting a little to her head because her friend Chanel, I got it,
Chantal,
is cleaning her shoe for her.
With dog shit on it.
With dog shit, and then she's kind of like, thanks, and like pats her on the head and walks out. And Chanel's kind of like, oh, okay, didn't know I was like the hired help for you.
Right, yeah, that's when we start, when I was like, okay, I guess I don't.
Yes.
Totally see eye to eye with Galleria.
Yes, and then we kind of cut to high school after this, and we can see the fame has clearly gone to her.
Yes, she's like talking to everybody about it. Everyone's kind of losing interest.
And I wanted to ask you, like, when you started to get like TikTok followers, like,
that was me. No, that was me talking my hallucinations, like in my apartment alone.
But I think we've talked about this. It's like I feel like when I hit like 10,000 followers, I was like big time.
I was like, I'm a Kardashian.
And now I'm like, you know, we're at whatever number, and it's like, I'm like, no one knows me.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit.
I'm a fucking fool, yeah. And like when people ask me what I do for work, I'm like, oh, God, I'm like,
right.
I never say influencer.
Influencer? You're going to be like, I'm an influencer.
That is so cringe, mama.
There's no light behind your eyes if that's your answer. Right?
Yeah, scary.
No.
Oh.
I do like having our content.
Notification. Oh my God. Where's that dopamine? Yeah, but basically it's just like a medley of like Galleria just like letting the fame get to her head. Yes. Then on the wall we see posted this like signs of them being like chop cheetah, like everyone's getting annoyed with Galleria not shutting the fuck up.
Yeah, and
it was giving kind of like that Lady Gaga Facebook page when they're like, Stephanie Tremata, you will never be famous.
Yes, I know. So this was kind of believable in a way.
Yeah.
And then Aqua and Dorinda like come for Chanel, and I was just kind of like, if you guys are so mad, why don't you talk to her yourself?
Right, take it out on Galleria.
Exactly.
Like, Aqua like steps up to
literally, and she's like, you better handle this.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Damn,
relax.
mama.
Why don't you do it yourself?
Seriously.
And when I say somebody, I mean you.
Okay.
It was just so intense.
I know. And it's also like, I thought you were like a goody two-shoes, like Southern Belle.
It's unclear. It's very...
That character needed some revision.
Look at how she's fully in the back for Cheetah Girls too. I think they knew. They were like, we don't know what to do with you. We don't know.
Yeah.
Look at that chunky necklace. Oh.
The chunky belt and oh God, so good.
Wow.
I will say, like, Raven is kind of dressed like a substitute teacher.
She fully is.
And that's her journey.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and then we cut to the audition. No, they're like rehearsals for the talent show, and the girls are set to go on stage, and Galleria like wants to perform their new song. And Drinka, her name is crazy, says you got to do the song you audition with, and Galleria's like, no, like we want to do the song that we need to prepare for Jackal, whatever. And Galleria is like being a mega cunt to Drinka.
She's so mean,
and like her delivery on this line, I couldn't help but like laugh. She was like, Drinka's like, well, no, you need to like perform the number, this one, whatever, like, you need to prioritize the talent show. And then Galleria's like, opportunity is knocking Drinka, and I think you know better than anyone that once it's gone, you never get it back.
Also, like, way to fucking hit her where it hurts.
Like, because Drinka like had a song in the 70s.
Yes, and now she's like a washed up, essentially, high school teacher.
Fuck.
And then she's also like really mean to Dorinda. What does she say? We're gonna be doing music anyways, and since you mostly dance, you can go.
Oh! God, mama.
And then gives her the outfit situation.
I just know it felt so good to say those lines. Oh my God. I want to roll like that one day, just to be a bitch.
Ooh, you can do it to me. And then she goes, Dorinda claps back. She's like, and where exactly are you going to go to get your personality makeover?
That was kind of like Camp Rock dialogue. Like, you
Yeah,
cannot
it
go
was.
toe to toe with Galleria.
No, you can't.
When that's the best you got, mama.
I agree. It's fighting chess with checkers.
Yeah. And
then she says the most unself-aware line ever. She goes, some people just don't know how they're coming off to others. And then like walks away. You know that friend though? That friend that's like
not self-aware
at all.
I know.
And then says those things.
Baffling. Like half the country.
And it just it comes back.
I could bring it back.
I'm thinking about it all the time on a separate loop in my head.
Yeah.
So,
also, inside out sock.
both. Not matching.
Why?
I have never been a person that can keep track of their socks.
Okay.
And
no, but not the fact
why
that they don't match. Why are they inside out?
I don't like the feeling of actually the fuzzy stuff. I like the smooth side.
Okay, mama.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That will whip up.
That's like a kind of a, you know how we all just have like serial killer traits? Like we all have one.
You're trying to say this is...
That's yours.
What the fuck?
That's yours.
I don't like this.
Mine's when I look in the mirror just for like...
Oh, wait, I get that sometimes too.
I'll be like,
and suddenly I'll be like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, sometimes I can't stop.
Well, sometimes I start doing dialogue.
Yeah.
Like, scary.
Side note, have you seen Smile 2?
Not yet.
It is so...
I heard.
So good. You know I love horror movies.
Yes.
So, it's almost as good as The Substance.
Wow.
It's amazing. I don't want to, like, oversell it, but, like, I showed it to Nico and he was like, no, you undersold this. It's good. Not as good as The Substance, but it's still freaking amazing.
No, I love it. Oh, God. No, I'll be watching.
I need you to see it.
Okay, well.
And report back. Well, okay. Anyway. Okay. Dance. Oh, we got a side plot of Dorinda.
Dance.
Honestly, I don't care.
She's like,
Dorinda.
ha, ha. She keeps saying, ha. She's doing 50 aerials in a row. And, like, it's an audition for something. It's the strangest audition I've ever seen. They're just kind of all, like, dancing. It reminds me of that one, I never saw the movie, but, like, that scene of Scarlett Johansson when she's, like...
I don't know what that is.
You know, when she's, like, dancing and, like, she's got the little shortcut and she's like, oh, I gotta look at that.
Oh, God.
This.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
That was the audition. They're just like, I don't know.
And also, what is this thing? She keeps being like the Golden Trio or the Golden Award or the...
They were just like, just write some fucking bullshit. No one cares.
It's really funny because I feel like where they invested time, it was amazing. But then they really had some stuff where they're like, I don't care anything.
Yeah,
it's
just
like they brought on like the intern to be like, you can write this.
Yeah, like, it'll be okay. But then basically, like, she gets recognized, or no, she gets like discovered by someone who's like
Gold Medal Crew. That's
yeah, you should come on tour with us this summer.
Literally.
You're gonna love it. And then she's like, wow. And then she's like, Cheetah Girls. But you know. And then we cut to Chanel at home. She's excited to go shopping with her mom because her mom promised her a shopping trip.
Sad.
And her mom basically ditched her for her French boyfriend's uncut cock. And she leaves her credit card and she's like pissed off. And then she goes shopping.
Thick, beautiful baguette.
Oh my God, I've heard some things
say.
about some French men.
Oh, what have you heard?
Uncut girth.
Wow. What do you feel about uncut versus cut?
I prefer cut. I just think,
you
know, I don't...
we can cut this. We can cut this, but I don't know.
I'm not familiar with the machinery.
Have you never been with someone that's uncut?
No, I have,
Oh.
and I just didn't know it.
Frightens you.
I think I was doing it wrong.
You can't do it wrong.
No, he told me.
He said wait, really?
I guess, like, I thought you were supposed to pull the skin back.
I see.
And he's like, no, leave it up. He's like, too sensitive. Like, I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's my journey.
Yeah.
But, so. Basically, then Chanel needs to go on a shopping trip by herself. She goes on a shopping trip. She's buying clothes. Then she shows up at what she thinks is Dorinda's apartment.
House. Yes.
And the doorman's like, no, that white little girl doesn't live here. She lives in the alley.
Yes. I also thought it was cool that they picked
She's in the back.
They were like, he's like, oh, she can't afford here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was cool that they picked the one white girl though to be the poor one.
I was like, thank God.
Cool. Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And they go in the back, and then this woman answers the door. She's like, and Chanel's like, I was looking for a girl named Dorinda. I guess I got the wrong place. And she's like, no, Dorinda's here. Dorinda! And then Dorinda comes running, and then she's like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then they have a little talk outside, and
I love this scene.
This is good acting.
Good acting, and it's like very real.
Very real, very raw.
Like they talk about race in it too.
They do.
And I was like, when did Disney start shying away from this?
Right. When did we get scared of discussing real topics around children?
Yes, thank you. I will say this until, the cows come home.
Right. And now we're defunding the Department of Education because we're scared of conversations like this. No more talking about race.
Carracoso.
No.
This is the liberal agenda.
Yeah.
This podcast.
I will be casting spells. I can't wait to cast my first spell. No, the acting in the scene is really good.
It's phenomenal.
They're both crying.
And Dorinda's such a good, no, not
Chanel's such a good friend. She is.
I loved it.
And she gives her an outfit. She tells her and Dorinda tells her that she might go on tour with that guy. That it's like we're kind of leading oh my god, the girl group might be falling apart.
Breaking up, which is tragic. Yeah.
Then we cut to this quick scene at Gabriella's place. They're having a
party,
sleepover, plucking eyebrows.
Loves the bedroom.
Yep, her mom comes in and she's like, I can't go to the record label meeting with you guys tomorrow, but I'm gonna let you guys do it on your own. She's like, great.
Chanel tells her, she's like, Dorinda is a foster kid, and Gabriella
Galleria
is like, oh my god, wait, that's crazy. But we gotta still focus on the Cheetah Girls.
No, this is her delivery. She's like, she thinks about it for a minute. She's like, well, I guess she needs this more than we do.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Well, and then Chanel's like, what she needs is friends. Which period?
Right.
I love that Chanel holds her accountable.
Yeah.
And then she's like, we all do. And then is this when she kind of tries to have the conversation with her? She's like, yeah, you've been acting out. And she's like, oh my god, you talked about me behind my back. And she's like, well, it's actually in your face. You're just not noticing.
Right. And she also, this is all gallery also shows, she's like, look at the album art that I made.
Oh, right.
She's the Beyonce.
Front and center.
Front and center.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And this also when we learned, she's like, actually, we kind of all wrote that song.
Yes.
And
she's
you didn't just found this group.
Yes,
it was,
yes.
Yeah. So she kind of checks her, but
she
doesn't quite get it.
No.
And then we cut to the meeting next day, and the Jackal's pitching this concept to the girls about they're gonna be animals.
Made me laugh.
I did kind of think the concept of a girl group that wears all masks is kind of cunty.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's also prevents the chaperone of all of it happening. These girls can
they can have their own life.
Makes a cool Halloween costume, whatever. But the girls were we don't buy it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. They're all kind of thinking about it. Galleria is the one that's not into it. And then they perform their song, which is Girl Power, I think.
Throw your hands up.
Yeah.
If you know that you're a star, you better stand up. If you know just who you are, never give up, never think too far. Girl power, girl power. Oh my god, it's a fucking banger.
Good.
And I love how it's the 90s, where they yell at the camera
so
this.
Good.
It's so good.
And they basically eat this up. They perform the song, and then Jack was he's like, okay, that was cool, but also we're gonna do this concept. And we go all around the world. We go all around the world. That song's
where we start the money knows.
Yeah. And then Galleria starts blacking out and she's having this moment where she's oh my god, my dreams are falling
honestly,
apart.
I love that she wasn't just willing to sell out.
Right.
I actually feel this makes her more redeemable because she could have gone the route of I just want money and power and girls, let's just do it.
Right.
And I liked that she was had a bit of integrity. And was kind of no.
Whereas the other girls were kind of well,
yeah.
Not half bad. And this kind of just symbolize the divide in the group because Gallery's I'm not standing with this. The other girls are well, you can't make decision on behalf of the group.
Yeah, she walks away and she's what does she say? She's well, fine. Then we bounce and looks around and no one's followed her.
Yeah.
She's why didn't you guys have my back? And then Aqua's since you didn't handle this, I will.
Yeah, fuck.
And then it kind of comes out everything, that whole situation. And she's well, someone has to be the boss. You don't speak for the whole group. We can't trust you anymore. And I was damn. And then she goes,
they were laying into her.
You know what? Let me just remove myself from the equation. And the Cheetah Girls break up.
Shit.
And Galleria comes home crying, and she's like, please don't see me.
Yeah, it's not good.
Then they're separated, and we're all, like, seeing everything unfold. Chanel gets in trouble for spending all that money, and she kind of had this conversation with her mom. She's like, Luke came in, and then my dreams didn't matter.
Yeah, she just starts crying, which, again, another great crying scene by Adrienne Bailon.
Yeah.
Like, Oscar-winning actress.
She's so good.
But, like, I was like, okay, so she's like, she talks about her French boyfriend, then she starts talking about how her friend Dorinda is an orphan, and then she's like, thank you for keeping me in your dreams, Mom. I'm like, are you mad at your mom or not?
Yeah.
I didn't really get that. I guess maybe that's
I guess she was just, like, I just took it as, like, a meltdown. She was feeling guilty and sad about the Cheetah Girls.
Yeah.
And she's, like, pissed at her mom, but she's also, like, at least I have a mom.
Yeah.
Dorinda was like, at least you have a mom. She was like, damn. I think
She just wanted to cry.
Conflicted emotions.
I get it, yeah. And then that's basically that, and then we cut to the scene where Galleria is, like, in the theater, the high school theater by herself. I love that these Disney Channel movies always have a fucking scene where, like, the main character's, like, sitting at a piano, isolated in an empty room,
Yeah.
and, like, having an emotional moment. Like, the amount of kids that, like, recreated that scene.
Yeah.
Like, when you were by a piano, you're like,
Yeah.
circling the ivories once again. Like, meanwhile, don't know a tiddlywink about playing the piano.
Yeah.
I used to do that all the time.
You would, like, pretend that you knew how to play the piano?
I'd be, like, on the piano, like,
No
here I
way.
am again. I always find myself here.
It kind of finds me.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
These magical musical moments find me.
Yeah.
It's almost like I was born to do this.
My body's a vessel for my creativity.
God
And I just
speaks through me, through these fingers.
Oh my god, okay, so Seth has been giving us his old clothes. This is a random aside. And he used to be super Christian, so he has all this, like, old church merch. So now Nico has this sweatshirt that says, huge letters on the back, see what God can do through you.
Oh!
Wears it in public.
Oh.
He's like, it's so comfy and fuzzy. I'm like Nico,
no.
babe.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Like,
No, you
not?
don't feel ashamed about loving God.
No, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
But Nico, like, is not religious at all, so it's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, what can you do? We cut to the scene. And like, Derek is like, he walks in, of course he does.
Of
and
course.
He's like, I like this song, 'cause I like that other pop trash that you usually
Right.
Bitch, fuck you, bitch. That shit was musical genius.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So why do we always shame pop like it's not successful?
I know, and then cut to his fucking musical number that he's performing.
Terrible. Terrible. Compared to what they were singing? Oh my god, buddy, get a grip.
What the fuck?
Classic man.
I'm overwhelmed. Oh my god.
And yeah, he's kind of just like, you should do your solo stuff. And she's like, you're just saying this because you want to win the talent show. And he's kind of like, no, just that. And they're like, oh my god. And then I don't remember really what happens.
No, this was a stupid scene. I think it's just establishing that, like, they're kind of being nice to each other, and they're like, actually, I do. They were trying to. I kind of wish they wouldn't have pushed the love
romance.
one. Like we did not need that.
I didn't even remember that it was in it because nothing happens.
Nothing happens with it, and by the way, not continued in the second film.
Oh dang!
Nope, he's not even in it. Whatever.
I wonder what happened to that actor.
I actually looked him up because I was like, he's hot.
I thought so too.
He's just kind of like.
Hasn't really done anything since.
No, I think he's in like NCIS or something.
Oh, good for him.
Good for him.
I was like, he's cute and he's talented.
I know, and he was really cute.
He
and
was
he, by the way,
really
it was 19 in this film, so I was like, okay, it's okay that I think he's attractive.
Okay.
It's a little too young.
It's cutting close.
But at least he wasn't like, 16 or
that would
something.
be really scary. Yeah.
Then we cut to
the street scene. And the moment I saw her in this sweatsuit, I was like,
this is what I
four
was
memories
channeling.
unlocked. And you looked exactly like her.
Thank you.
And basically, she's really upset, but she's like, I might go to the talent show to support. And then her mom's like, wow, I'm like so proud of you. And then she's walking down the street and she sees Global get down the window and we can't see who's behind the mask. So she's like, holy fuck, they did it without me.
Yeah.
Obviously they didn't. But she's so upset that Toto breaks free from his leash and gets into like a manhole.
Which, by the way, the most docile dog. This like fluffy little dog that lives in a Manhattan high-rise that goes on like barely any walks.
Is fucking an Olympic sprinter
through the streets and
Yes.
decides to jump in a steaming manhole. Like, the dog's having a psychotic break.
Some would say we needed to end the movie.
Well,
And we needed a way to
we needed a way to
and
get them
bring
all
the girls
together.
back together. And yeah, so Aqua shows up first and we realize she took the subway.
So, like, character growth.
Love that. Dorinda immediately shows up next. And then Chanel comes because she sees her on the news.
Right.
And and also somehow the school shows up. Because somehow the power goes out and then projected. So it's like, and down here at the station, looking
They
at?
really just had to tie it up with a bow, and they said, you know what, the kids aren't going to question it. And we didn't.
And quite frankly, I didn't.
Didn't question it.
You had me with that one.
Right.
Disney Channel, you had me.
And basically the whole school shows up. Like, the way if I was an audience member, if the talent show, lost power, like, a high school talent show, by the way, blessing in disguise, if we lose power, I'm like, on my way out. Like, God is in this auditorium right now, and he's saving us all.
Doing it through you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they eventually save Toto because they start singing to this manhole.
Oh my
and also,
God.
by the way, the fact that the news shows up in like 10 minutes of this happening.
This is New York City. People are getting stabbed.
Right. And they're like, oh my God, this rich family's dog is in a steaming manhole. Like, we need all hands on deck. Like, the entire fire department arrives.
I love how, too, the shots of him are, like, on a GoPro and, like, sketchy, like, police
And he's just like...
And he's, like, so dirty in there. It's so great. He stops barking.
Oh, God. Yeah,
Until they start singing, obviously.
Right.
And then the police guy's like, more, faster, yeah, do it, yeah. He's like, yeah.
Like, he's wiggling. And then he comes out, and then,
Oh my God.
basically they're like... And then it cuts to, like, nighttime. Like, they've all just been, like, at this, like, scene of the crime for, like, hours.
No one's had any water.
They're
or
just,
food.
It's just quite a scene.
Oh, yeah, because the girls are like, we kind of just came here for Toto, and then they're walking away.
Right.
And
I think this just was a big setup for them to do the final number, like, in, like, this cool urban setting with steam in the background. They're like, how can we tie this
You're so right.
together? And, like, thank God they did, because it is a cool visual.
You're
but,
so
like,
right.
Galleria starts performing Cheetah Sisters.
And they all join in. And I have to be honest, I realized I didn't watch the last 4 minutes of the film.
That's okay. You didn't need to.
I forgot. What happens at the very end?
Well,
I watched the number.
The song ends. Derek and Galleria kiss.
They do?
They do. We didn't need it.
Shut up.
And, like, also the end of this, like, music scene, like, all the characters start dancing, like, in the 90s music video thing. Like, Galleria's mom is, like...
No way!
Like, it's so funny. Drinka's dancing.
I can't believe I missed this!
And the Cheetah Girls win the talent show. They should have been disqualified. I'm sorry. That's not fair. Then Jackal Johnson calls, because he, like...
Wait! I missed... I literally was like, okay, there's 3 minutes left.
Because
I'm not going to miss anything.
The news has just been hours later after this dog situation. They're just still kind of filming the scene. The news starts then filming the girls performing this number, which Jackal Johnson is tuning in and sees. And he says, we got to get these girls. Like, we lost something great with these girls. He calls them, and Galleria's like, Jackal Johnson? Well, let me tell you this, Jackal Johnson. She's like, we cannot be bought. That's right, the Cheetah Girls are not signing under your little label because we are being true to ourselves. And, like, the girls are passing the phone and they're like, and let me tell you this.
No way.
Yeah, it's like a whole fucking scene. And then they, like, hang up and they're like, wow, like, we told them yes. And then it's like
what?
CGI fireworks exploding in the air, spelling out Cheetah Girls in the sky.
What? I was like, oh, it's
You
just a
missed it.
number.
No.
I thought it was just a number.
No, it's so much more than that.
I'm gonna go home and write this wrong.
Yeah, and it's just basically like everything's tied up in a bow. And that's it. That's Cheetah Girls, Mama.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Honestly, like, shouldn't they have just signed with him at the end? If he made it, I would have been like, well, you came around.
No, literally. You got everything you wanted.
That's what I'm saying. You got the guy, your girls are back together, and now
yeah,
you got
you got your licking, but at what cost, Mama?
Yeah, now
Doesn't come.
Cheetah Girls too is they have no home anymore. They're living on the streets.
No, yeah, they're like
performers.
Well, Cheetah Girls too. Like literally, they're like kind of back at square one, like just performing. They're like they go to Barcelona for a talent show.
I remember that.
Like you could have had a whatever. I mean, but you know. I'm glad you got
Sabrina Carpenter, but at least you got the last word.
You got the last word.
So, good for you guys.
So, how many paw prints out of 10 are you giving Cheetah Girls to?
This movie is phenomenal. As much as I'm like, this movie fucking slaps, I wasn't sure it was going to hold up, and it did. Quite frankly, the acting was good. I felt like the relationships were kind of real. The songs are unfucking believable.
I will say, if the music wasn't there,
it would fall a little more short.
It would probably be like a 6 out of 10.
That's fair. That's fair.
But the music
is just
one of the best soundtracks in Disney Channel, maybe even Disney.
I agree.
Entirely.
If this is like a scale of Disney Channel original movies, this gets like a 9.
Yeah, I would agree.
8.59.
Right, I would agree. Yeah, I do think our Disney Channel original movies are on a different scale.
I do too. I can't compare this to The Lion King or Hercules or something
Right,
like that.
so I would say Disney Channel scale, this is a 9.
Yes, same.
I would say
overall movie scale, maybe like a 7.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so fucking good.
Yeah.
Holds up, like so. It's a camp masterpiece.
Yes.
It's so good. Raven is a fucking legend in this. She's a star.
She is a fucking star. She always was. Even her comedic, they give her like 2 or 3 comedic lines, but the delivery is always unmatched.
Unmatched with her. She's so goddamn good.
Oh my god! And wow.
Oh, we posted the next poll,
and it's not even fucking close to. It is not even close. We posted Lilo and Stitch, Bolt, Fantasia, The Rescuers, and Wreck-It Ralph. Oh, we posted 5.
Okay.
It was Martin, and Lilo and Stitch is winning by like 61%.
Okay, so it might be good for us, folks. So I love that fucking movie. All right. Well, Lex has to go because we got a meeting in the morning.
I do.
But this has been fun. This honestly was really, I feel like I didn't think about the election once this entire time.
It was really nice. It was cathartic. Now we can close our laptops and start thinking about it again.
We can. Oh, thank God. I'm about to go stress eat. But we love you guys. And thank you so much for escaping with us and doing this with us every 2 weeks. And like I said, we don't plan on stopping this anytime soon.
No,
and
we
just
don't.
Thank you for always being here, and we'll always be here for you too. So.
Yes, and you're like, thank you for all the like amazing reviews you've left and DMs.
Oh,
and, like, it's truly so sweet. I think again we say this all the time, but I really forget how many people listen to this, and it just is. It's so nice.
Yeah,
it's just makes us feel so good.
We just love you guys so much.
I wish I could kiss you on the lips.
And I will one day.
And we will.
And we will. If you see me in public, I'll be kissing you.
Just come up right to him and just give him a...
Give me a big smooch.
And he was like,
also, I will say this. Some people come up to me and they're like, can I touch your boobs? And I always say yes. I always say yes.
They're really nice.
I love when people touch them.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true, Ellen. I love when people touch them when they ask.
Ellen? Who?
You know that Dakota Johnson, when she was on the Ellen show?
Yes,
well, that's not true. I keep saying that all the time.
God, that's funny.
But yeah, we love you guys, and just thank you for everything, and yeah, we'll get through this.
Because guess what? We are sisters. We stand together.
Yes, we do.
Make up one big family, though we don't look the same. Our spots are different. Different colors. Oh, yeah. Don't know the rest.
Believe it,
mister. We're Cheetah Girls, Cheetah Sisters. Yeah.
1 hour and 5 minutes.
Oh shit, am I so... Yes, I am. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother.
I knew we could do it. And
that was
8:14. We're good.
No, we ate that.
Okay.